So could you just kind of tell me about your background, what's your interests, and what inspires you to be a columnist and, as I see, a photojournalist?
I was a reporter for a while. 13 years I was a reporter.
Oh, wow.
Which boy, that got to be a bit much. It was like by the time I was done there, they had us in a black room with no windows, and I was
Oh,
just looking at a computer screen all day. And boy, I get to you. But I did music for a while, a couple decades. I was in a band, and that's how I know John. I've known John for
okay.
boy, probably 30 or at least 30 years.
Oh, wow.
He
That's
because John,
exciting.
you must know John runs the Irish festival there.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it's
yeah, I do.
modern. So we used to play his Irish Fest every year. So we got to know him through there. I got to be friends with him because we'd see him there, and then we'd see him at other Irish festivals all over the place.
Yeah.
And it was probably uh boy 4 or 5 years ago. I had a blog. I still have it.
Mhm.
I don't update it much, but and John, I think he was reading it. And he just asked if I wanted to write a column, and I said, "Well,
Okay.
what's it got to be about?" And he said, "Whatever you want." And I said,
Okay.
"Well, I can write a column,
Awesome.
but if it doesn't have to be about anything, I'm pretty good at writing about nothing."
Right. Right.
So it
That's
just turned
exciting.
into, and it really is just kind of random. The column is just
Yeah.
right, whatever's on top of my head.
Right. I read your latest piece on Barcelona versus my ancestral home. So I do have something that intrigued me. You mentioned, and I quote, your father called your ancestral home as the hub of the universe. Would you care to elaborate a bit on that?
I think he meant it was the absolute center of the universe. Everything
Oh,
else
okay.
was an outlier to Katy, County Armagh, which,
Oh,
of
all
course,
right.
like the Irish have a habit of over exaggerating some things and downplaying other things.
Great.
He was,
Okay.
I
All
think
right.
he knew that New York City was bigger, London was bigger, but Armagh was more important.
Okay. No, that's fair enough. So it seems like you were always aware of your Irish roots. Did that have like a lot of meaning for you as you were growing up?
I think it was something we didn't really think about. It was
Okay.
something that because my father was a musician as well, so
Mhm.
he was he like the Irish culture was always around us. We always had singers and musicians were just kind of a constant in our lives. And I mean, my brothers and I were born there, and we moved here when we were pretty young, but we
Mhm.
went back all the time, and so it
Okay.
wasn't something you even thought about.
Right.
Uh, and so when it came down, my brothers started playing music first. They were given
Okay.
guitars for Christmas one year,
Mhm.
and it just sort of snowballed after that. Where we just I think when you're teenagers, it starts to be more and more your cultural heritage starts to mean more and more to
Right.
you, and you feel more of a connection to your ancestry than you did,
Yeah.
when you're 12 or something.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. I'm from India, and coming to America was like a big cultural shock for me.
I can
But
only
it's
imagine.
yeah,
I'd
but
love to
it's
visit India. See, I love
yeah,
traveling. I would
you
love to hit
do.
India too.
Exactly. I saw recently on your Instagram that you went to Iceland. That
Iceland, just
incredible
back, yeah.
pictures. Yeah. I mean, what made you decide to go to Iceland?
My partner and I, Libby, she loves traveling. We don't like traveling. We
Okay.
like being places. I mean, traveling,
Wow, that's beautiful.
I just, airplanes and airports, and especially we're usually pretty safe with masks and everything. And
Hmm.
especially if we're going on vacation we'll wear masks for a couple weeks before we go, just to
Right.
ensure that we're not sick and we destroy our vacation. And we'll wear them on the flight over so that we take our best chance of being healthy and having a happy
Hmm.
vacation. And
Right.
on the way back, we quite often won't wear them on the way back. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about experiencing other cultures, and I love this country as well. There's just so
Hmm.
much to see and do,
That's
and
true.
I would really miss the food in this country if I went somewhere else. But just the varying landscapes and all the different cultures that we have. But
Right.
it's different when you go to another country and you can
Hmm.
really get in depth and experience a complete other culture. I mean,
Yeah.
I have an article as well about one of my favorite things to do is going into grocery stores because that's where you really get the heart of
Yeah.
another community. You get to really
Hmm.
experience. Well, this is what everybody in this country goes to these grocery stores, and this is the stuff they buy. This is what they
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah. Finding the extraordinary in the mundane life. I love that.
Exactly. Like one of my things is trying out candy bars and bags of chips.
Oh, perfect.
What flavors do they have? And unfortunately,
Yeah.
the last two places we went to Iceland, we went to Denmark and Sweden, and for some reason they're just big on licorice. And you buy, I don't speak the language, so you just look at it looks like a chocolate bar. I'll give that a try,
Yeah.
and it's licorice. Licorice.
That's brave.
No,
That's
one
brave
or
of
the
you to go out and try foods of different countries. I would suggest not trying Indian street food whenever you decide to visit.
oh yeah,
No, don't try it. It's gonna be a lot of indigestion problems.
yeah, indigestion. I don't want to deal with. I'm big on spice, so
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
you'd be good on having some spicy food. And I never get too much heat. I'm a heat addict, but yeah, some of the like I don't eat seafood either, so
yeah. Okay.
anything that would yeah, sure there are things that would upset my stomach, and I'm like I wouldn't say I'm too adventurous in food. I would
Yeah.
say okay, that looks like a chocolate bar, and I'll eat the chocolate bar,
Yeah,
sure.
that's fair. That's fair.
It's
That's
safer than eating like,
yeah.
shrimp, like something you find in the grocery
Right.
like gas station with
Yeah.
fish in.
That's fun. That sounds fun. What do you think was the most exciting for you besides visiting the grocery stores? Or like, did you have like a favorite city you visited, a favorite country?
Oh boy, no. I mean, I think every country I've been to has just been special in its own right. It's
Mhm.
just, and
Right.
they're all different. I mean,
Mhm.
Ireland holds obviously it's a special place in my heart. Uh,
Right.
been to Ireland so many times, and it's like I love Hawaii,
Oh, okay.
beautiful
Wonderful.
place. Love the Caribbean, and I'm not a
Mhm.
beach guy either. I just love it. It seems like it's more everything's more laid back and a different I don't know it's a different vibe. But I love Europe as well,
Mhm.
and you know like I when I started writing for the time for iIrish, I the first column I wrote was on Romania because I had just gotten
Oh.
back from there. We spent 3 months there, and I like it was a complete culture shock because it was so different. There was a former communist country, and
Oh, okay.
everything was so different that
Mhm.
the first thing I noticed when we got in was that the telephone poles were concrete, and I had never
Oh,
seen
right.
concrete poles before, and
Yeah.
it was so beautiful and so surprising, and that was 2016 or so, I'd say.
Mhm.
And we tried to go to Europe. Obviously, it was a couple of years with COVID. We weren't doing any traveling, but
Okay.
we decided after that let's like we haven't been back to Ireland since 2016, and it's
Oh,
because
okay.
we just say, well, where do you want to go? Because she spent a year in Ireland as well, and she's been to
Mhm.
Ireland a bunch of times. So we just like we love trying out new places. You go to Ireland and it has changed, and the food is just amazing now when you go there, which it
Yeah.
never used to be. But we really know it, and
Yeah.
so we love going places where you don't know you don't speak the language, and
Mhm.
you like everything is new. Every street, all the buildings look different, and the street signs are different, and it's just I
Right.
think that we both really enjoy about going to another country.
That's beautiful. That's so inspiring. I love this. Thank you
Oh,
so
thank you.
much. Okay. Unfortunately, we're just a little over time. Thank you for so much for sharing your experience.
All right,
All
I
right.
hope to talk again.
Okay. All right. See you.
Bye bye.
Bye.